Oh my gosh. All right, guys. We are here in Japan. We're in Osaka, Japan right now. Wanted to come on here, just share some thoughts with you guys about Japan, what I'm experiencing, what I'm seeing out here. It's been a fun 2.5 weeks. I'm about halfway through my journey of the Japan trip. I'm spending 1 month out here, and it has been a very interesting time this last month. So I started in Tokyo. I went to Fuji Kawaguchi. I went to Kyoto. I went to Nara. Now I'm in Osaka. And then I think I'm gonna go out to Okinawa. I think that might be like, I wanna hit Hiroshima, but I kind of wanna just spend the last like week and a half. Cause when you travel, the way that I travel, I like to spend like a month in the country and just kind of hop around. But lately I was hopping around, like I wasn't spending that much time to really get adjusted to this place, to the city that I'm in. So I would like to be in like one city, Okinawa, for instance, for like a week and a half and just like, spend a week and a half out there and immerse myself. So that's kind of on the horizon and really just soak it all in. One thing that really stood out to me when I got to Japan was definitely the just tranquility in the air. It is very tranquil out here. People seem to really respect the peace. I said that in the last video, and I just have to reiterate it. Like, it is so peaceful out here, so nice, relaxing, calming. It's like a good place to go to, like, if you need a mental reset. I don't speak Japanese, but coming out here and just like chilling at a park, just doing your own thing, kind of in your own world, just people watching. I find myself just wandering around, walking in the streets, kind of getting lost. The public transportation here out in Japan is A1, guys. I definitely have had my fair share getting on the wrong train and boarding the wrong bus, but somehow I got to where I needed to go. You'll figure it out. And that's like one thing that I've definitely taken away from this whole experience is like solo traveling, you're by yourself, you got to figure it out. And being out in a place that you don't speak the language, it's very interesting. You really gotta like slow down to like process what is in front of you. Like, I literally find myself in the metro terminal. It's just me, and there's like, a whole bunch of people flying past you. They know where they're going, and you're just like looking up at the signs, trying to figure out where do I need to go. It's fun, it's definitely fun. And Japan it's a beautiful place, man. It really is a beautiful place. The food here is out of this world. Really good food, really cool nature. And like, something I'm definitely learning as I get older is I'm not that much of a city guy. Like, I'm learning. My love for nature over the years has definitely been like growing and flourishing. And don't get me wrong, Tokyo was fun. I'm out here in Osaka right now. I was in Kyoto. They're cool cities, but like, when I think about a city, I think like they're all kind of similar, like all major cities in the world. It's cool, like the architecture and all that good stuff, but I like nature. I'm really in it for like nature. And I had like two very memorable nature experiences out here in Japan so far. One being near Mount Fuji. It's called Fuji Kawaguchi. Really nice little town, like small town vibe, just a super small town vibe. Just wandering around out there, with Mount Fuji as like the staple piece. You're like surrounded by mountains. There's like a couple lakes out there. I didn't get the chance to ride the bike around the entire lake, the one that I was staying close to, but that is an option. I definitely walked a lot of it. I went to a beautiful art museum out there, and just like, that's kind of the vibe that I'm in it for. I like big cities, but it can kind of get a little much, you know what I mean? But when you're out in like small towns, going to like the little small mom and pop coffee shops and just trying, like, I found myself in a, super authentic kind of hole in the wall Japanese restaurant. Like, soon as I walked in, she was like, no English. I was like, oh man, like, let me see the menu at least. Menu was in Japanese. Had to bust out Google Translate. And that's like the power of like, in the beautiful time that we live in right now, is you literally have, you know, your phone, and I scan this menu and like 2 seconds later, bloop, like it translated everything in real time, you know, from Japanese to English, and I ordered what I needed to order. And then like her and I became cool, and it was cool, man. Like just really cool experiences, really good food. That was a steak rice bowl with miso soup, and that joint was A1, boys. Phenomenal steak. And Japan's known for their food, so if you ever are out here, indulge in some of their food. Like, you know, the ramen out here, the steak, the meats, everything. It's really good. Like, it's really good. But yeah, just wandering around in nature out here in Japan, I definitely do want to spend another like chunk of time just thinking out loud. Like 1 month, when, you know, I say I'm going to a destination for 1 month, some people think that's like a lot of time, but genuinely it's not a lot of time. Like it takes, you could spend a whole year in Tokyo, Japan, and you won't even scratch the surface on like the things that you can do. There's so much to do, like, and that's just Tokyo. Japan has so many other little crevices that, you know, I want to explore eventually. So this trip, it's been great. You know, we're halfway through this trip. Another like really interesting town, if you ever go to Japan, go to Kyoto. You know, Kyoto's another city, not as crazy as Tokyo, you know, scaled down, I would say. But there's a place called Nara. I really, really enjoyed this. Met a really cool guy. G, if you're watching this, bro, what's up, man? I went out to Nara. It's another like small town vibe. And it's about a 1 hour train ride from Kyoto. At least when I went, it was like 1 hour to get to Nara. Nara has what's called Nara Park, or Nara Deer Park, should I say. And there are literally deer everywhere, guys. Like wild deer, just out and about, doing their thing. And you can feed them, you can give them treats, and they will literally bow to you. Like I found myself bowing to a deer and he bowed back to me. Like it's just, what in the world? And they're everywhere. Like there's hundreds of deer just scattered around. And I would say those two, in terms of the nature, that's kind of what I experienced so far, was Fuji Kawaguchi and then Nara. I went on a nice, beautiful hike up Nara to like, you know, overlook the city of Nara, if you will. Beautiful sunset. Deer literally just wandering around behind you, like just super wild. I'm gonna come back to this. I got a new lens while I was out in Kyoto. But back to Nara, when I was up on top of that hill, I came across like this couple that was doing like their wedding photos, if you will. And just straight out of a movie, looked like straight out of a movie scene. Had to take a couple snaps. And with those snaps that I took, those were all shot on the new lens that I acquired while out in Kyoto. The 50mm Voigtlander. I picked it up while I was in Kyoto. And honestly, I've been using that lens. It's been on my camera for like the last few days since I got it. I was shooting 35 for like the last year, I'd say, almost. Since like late summer of 2024, I was shooting 35 with the Fuji X106. And then I got the Leica, got a 35 Apo, phenomenal lens. And then now recently I just got the 50. I added the 50 to the collection. With Japan, with the currency situation, the US dollar is stronger than the yen. And coupling that with Japan having just such a crazy amount of camera stores, I got that lens for like basically half off of what it would cost brand new in America. And I was just like, yeah, I can't pass that. I walked in there, was like, I'm not gonna buy anything, and I left with the new lens. And it's actually right here. This is it. Beautiful lens. And the way that it renders, like just changing your lenses on your camera really opened my eyes. I was like, damn, you know, it gives you a new perspective. Like it's literally like looking out into the world with a fresh set of eyes. And it changes how you compose, how you see things. And it's only been a few days, but that's kind of what I'm noticing. My eventual kit I would like to have is, you know, a 28 or a 24. I already have my 35, and then, you know, like a 50. I feel like that's a pretty good kit. Maybe one more like telly, like a 75 or something along those lines. But that's the beauty in Leica and shooting with the rangefinder. You know, I used to have the big setup, the A7 IV with the big zoom lenses. Nowadays, literally this lens and my 35 and this camera and my freaking, you know, the camera that I'm holding right now to record all my video work can all fit in a 3-liter sling bag. That's the beauty of Leica, and that's the beauty that I really am drawn to. It's just like traveling light. I really want to travel light, and, you know, having a big backpack with all these zoom lenses, having this big camera, just not for me. Like, I'm so glad I went through that, but definitely where I'm at right now in my journey in terms of photography, I'm happy to be here. Let's just say that. That lens has been great. And it's a vintage line lens, so the character that it produces, you know, when I'm shooting this lens wide open at like 1.5 and your subject is close to you and you have the background kind of far away, it just creates this like dreamy, like crazy look, guys, that I'm really am enjoying. And 50's not that far from 35. And then thinking about what your eyes see in like 47 millimeters, I want to say. Like if you're looking at something, I'm looking at this slide in front of me. This is 47 millimeters. When you're focused on something, is how your eyes perceive reality. And with 50 millimeter, it's so close to what your eye would see. And I'm excited to keep going down this journey, down this rabbit hole. Very fresh. This is my first time ever shooting on 50 millimeter. And one thing I definitely was thinking about was, you know, if I could restart my photography journey, if I could go back in time and, like, you know, what camera I would use and what lens I would use. Guys, if you're just starting out, if you're into photography, if you're like, let's say shooting on the phone and want to graduate to a camera, don't get a zoom lens. Get a prime lens. A prime lens is one that you cannot zoom in with. It's one focal length. So either 50 millimeter, 35. I would say go like 35. 35, start on that. And it really makes you have to interact with your environment. Like if you see something unfolding in front of you, you have to move around with your world, and it just exposes you to different compositions, different angles, and how the world is. And, you know, a zoom lens I found can kind of make me a little lazy, like a lazy photographer, when you can just like zoom in. Whereas when you have a prime lens, when I'm shooting with, you know, a Leica or my Fuji X106, that's kind of when it like mentally clicked for me. When you're shooting with just a prime lens, you gotta interact with your environment, and that's something I found very good for your photography. You know, at the end of the day, very good for your photography. So yeah, if I could restart, definitely would recommend that. But back to Japan. Japan has been just a spectacular time. 2.5 weeks here in right now. I'm excited for what's to come. Okinawa is next up on the list. And, you know, like I said in the last video, this is basically me turning a new chapter in my life of just traveling. Was in Hawaii, now I'm in Japan. And after Japan, I think I'm gonna do Australia. I think that's on the list. I gotta look at the visa situation and all that. But yeah, I think Australia's next. We're gonna be there for a month. I've taken time to just travel the world. It's so beautiful. Like the memories you make, you know, traveling is such an eye opener. Like being somebody that was born and raised in America, I never went outside of America up until like adulthood, up until now. Like first time going overseas and leaving America was when I went to Thailand. Such a beautiful experience late last year. Stayed out there for 2 months, just hopped around Thailand, crazy time. And that really just opened my eyes to traveling and kind of planted that travel seed, travel bug. And now I'm here. I'm literally here in Japan at a park, and it's crazy. And now I'm taking time to just travel. I wanna travel Australia, Europe. I wanna go see things I've never seen, breathe some air I've never breathed. Yeah. Come to Japan if you guys are thinking about it, if you're on the fence, if it's like, if you're looking for that sign, Japan is well worth visiting. I love it here. Definitely I'm gonna be coming back because there's so much to see, and 1 month is no time to see. I mean, I'm very thankful and fortunate to spend a month out here and be able to spend a month out here, but you need a good chunk of time to really like see a lot of it. Like you even a whole lifetime, like I feel you wouldn't be able to see all of Japan. As with any place, like the United States, like Japan is so much smaller than the United States, but there's still so much. It's so dense and like so rich. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm excited. So if you like these images and want to see more, want to hear more of my thoughts, what I am working on is my writing. I am writing a weekly newsletter. So every week I come out with my weekly newsletter with some of my images attached and just thoughts on life. I coined it the lens of life. Link for that will be in the description. Definitely go check that out. That is my life's work. Same with these videos. And also, if you guys want to see some of my, like, whenever I take a banger image, the first place that it goes is on Instagram. So Instagram, link in the description as well. And yeah, guys, Japan has been very special. Very excited. And very excited for this next chapter in life. And who knows what's around the corner. With all that being said, I hope you guys have a good one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.